girls, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about relaxed hair care, hair growth, protective styling, and so much more concerning the hair topic in general. So if you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the part 3 of the 22 hair growth tips video. I already posted the part 1 and 2, so make sure to check out those videos if you are not interested. So I've already covered 14 tips in those 2 videos, so we are left with 8 tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in today's video. So without further ado, we are just going to get started. And the first tip I'm going to be talking about in this video is to moisturize and seal when necessary. If you notice, I didn't say moisturize until your hair every day. I didn't say moisturize until your hair every week. I didn't say moisturize and seal your hair every night. I said moisturize and seal when necessary. Now I'm only sharing tips that worked for me. Some people may say moisturize until your hair every day. Some may say moisturize until your hair twice in a day. Do what works for you, but I'm sharing things that worked for me, and I found out that what worked for me was moisturizing and sealing my hair only when necessary. There was a time I tried moisturizing and sealing every day, and honestly speaking, during that time I didn't see any positive results and length retention or health or anything like that. I used that regimen for 6 months, guys. 6 months, and during that time I didn't see any difference. So I went back to my old regimen where I was moisturizing and sealing my hair only when necessary, and that's what has been working for me so far. So if you know me, I'm a huge fan of low manipulation, because the more you manipulate your hair, the more friction your hair gets, and the more tendency there is for your hair to break, for it to get tangled, matted, break, weak, and all that. So I always advocate for moisturizing and sealing your hair only when necessary. I always examine my hair, observe my hair, and when I see that it's getting a little bit dry, I don't wait for it to get dry. When I notice that it's getting dry, then I go into moisturize and seal. So I don't moisturize my hair every day. I don't moisturize my hair every week. I may be in a 4 month protective style and moisturize my hair like only thrice during the entire 4 months. So I relaxed my hair 9 weeks ago, and within these 9 weeks, I think I've moisturized my hair about 7 to 10 times if I'm not mistaken, and it's actually more compared to my usual rate of moisturizer, and that's because my hair has been down and in a bun. So I notice my hair tends to get dry faster when it's down like this or in a bun, compared to when I put it in things like braids, wigs, and all that. So that's why I actually moisturize my hair more frequently now. But if it was when my hair was in long-term protective style for a 9 weeks period, I may have moisturized and sealed my hair like just once or twice. So moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is do protein treatment. I know I don't talk about this a lot in my videos, but it's actually very important. I do protein treatment, not a lot, not every week, not every 2 weeks, the same as my moisturizing. I do it when necessary. The thing is, my protein treatment revolves around my protective styles and my relaxer stretches. So if I'm in a 4 month protective style, I can't do a protein treatment until I take down that protective style. If you know me, I don't wash my hair when I'm in a long-term protective style. So the only time I can do a protein treatment is probably after taking down that protective style and before installing another protective style. So you mustn't go with the same frequency as me. Do what works for you, but the baseline is do a protein treatment. It doesn't matter if what works for you is weekly, it doesn't matter if it's every 2 weeks, if it's once a month, if it's once in 6 months. Always do a protein treatment and know when your hair needs a protein treatment. There are things to look out for to know if your hair needs protein or moisture, and I think I've covered this in previous videos, so please do check out those videos if you're interested. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is know your hair porosity. Knowing your hair porosity determines a lot of things. It determines how your hair regimen is going to look like, the type of products you're going to use, how your routines are going to look like. If you have high porosity, the way you're going to deep condition your hair may be different from someone that has a low porosity hair. For example, if you're going to deep condition your hair and you have high porosity hair, you necessarily don't need to use heat because your hair is highly porous. Without using heat to open up your pores, the products, the conditioners are still going to get in. But if you have a low porosity hair, it means your bonds are tightly bound, your cuticle layer is tightly bound, and your hair is less porous compared to someone that has high porosity hair. So you may need a little help opening up the cuticle layer to allow the products to penetrate in. So to do this, you may need to use a plastic cap, you may need to use a steaming cap, you may need to sit under a dryer just to get your hair heated up, warm, to open up those pores to allow the products and the conditioners or whatever you're going to use get in. So you can see that knowing your hair porosity is actually very important when it comes to hair care. Apart from a deep conditioning, if you have high porosity hair, you may have to moisturize and seal your hair more frequently compared to someone that has low porosity hair, because just like the product gets into your hair faster for high porosity hair, the product also tends to evaporate faster. So that means your hair is going to get drier quicker compared to someone that has low porosity hair, because it's hard for the products to get in, but when they get in, for a low porosity hair, it's hard for the products to get out. So knowing your hair porosity is very important. Now the next thing I'm going to be talking about is know your hair protein sensitivity. This is going to affect a lot of things, especially the products you're going to use. If your hair is protein sensitive, you're going to have to be a little picky about the products you use. So you may want to avoid products that have too much protein and lean towards products that have moisture or moisturizing ingredients. And if you have hair that is normal, then you may have to lean towards products that have both moisturizing and protein ingredients in equal proportion, or alternate between a moisture-based product and a protein-based product. And if your hair is more like on the limp and weak side, you may have to lean towards products that have more protein ingredients than moisturizing ingredients, or use more protein-based products than moisture-based products. Now, the fact that you checked your hair last week and it was protein sensitive does not mean that your hair is going to be protein sensitive forever. Your hair may be protein sensitive this month and maybe limpy the next month. So you have to find a way to strike a balance, and like I always say, observe your hair, listen to your hair, because your hair may actually be protein sensitive this month due to protein overload, and then you decide to go in with a lot of moisture products and overdo it, and then tilt your hair towards the other end of the spectrum where your hair now becomes too lean, too weak and all that. And then when you get to that point, you may not decide to use protein products more to get your hair more to the stronger side. Then you may decide to overdo it, using more protein products than usual, give your hair protein overload and make your hair become protein sensitive again. So the cycle can continue over and over if you don't know what you are doing. So you have to find a way to strike a balance, know what your hair wants, what your hair needs at a particular time, and always watch out and observe for the signs of protein overload, protein sensitivity, or moisture overload, because when you know these signs, it will help you to strike a balance. So know your hair protein sensitivity and also what your hair needs at a particular point in time. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is scalp massages. Now, I was not really a fan of scalp massages until about early this year when I did the scalp massage challenge, which we all did together in this channel. And guys, when I said that challenge actually gave me shocking results. It was a scalp massage challenge with an oil. It was actually a 30 days hair growth challenge, but it was a scalp massage challenge, meaning I was massaging my scalp every day for the 30 days with an oil. And guys, when I said that challenge actually doubled the rate of my hair growth. You may think I'm joking, but thank God I posted the video on my channel, so you can check out the video, check out the entire process, the update when I started the challenge, the update I posted every single day till we eventually finish the challenge, and I shared with you guys the results of the challenge. That challenge literally doubled my hair growth. My usual rate of hair growth is about half an inch per month, but after that challenge I got about 1 inch in 1 month. That's twice my rate of hair growth. So scalp massages actually has a way of improving the health of your hair and consequently length retention, because the more healthy your hair is, the less likely it is for it to break. So the more likely it is for you to see a length retention. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is participate in hair growth challenges. But before we move on, know which hair growth challenge you're going to participate in. Okay, it's not every hair growth challenge you see on the internet that you're going to participate in. That is why it's nice for you to do your own research, like have a little knowledge about hair care and all that, so that when you see a hair growth challenge, you will be able to recognize if this challenge will be detrimental or beneficial to your hair. So sometimes it's nice to participate in hair growth challenges, you know, when you are on a hair journey and you get to a plateau, you've tried so many things and all that, or you've tried a regimen for a long time, you may not actually be seeing any results. Sometimes we just lose the motivation, the inspiration to, you know, go on with our hair journey and all that. So that's why sometimes participating in hair growth challenges can help. It can actually spark that interest back, infuse some kind of motivation back, when you know that you are not the only one doing this, like so many of you guys are doing this together. So it kind of like gives you that feeling like we are in this together, get you back on your hair grind, and you may actually see positive results when you partake in those challenges. Now moving on, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is individualize your hair care. I always say this, everyone's hair is different. What works for you may not work for me, what works for me may not work for you. So people grow their hair by washing their hair every week, moisturizing every day, deep conditioning every week, and it worked well for them, trimming their hair every month. But I did that. I moisturized my hair every day, wash and condition every week. That did not go well with my hair. So I found out that what worked for me was leaving my hair in long-term protective styles and stretching my relaxers, manipulating my hair as less frequently as possible. So individualize your hair care. So that's why it's nice to research, read about hair care, watch multiple videos just like we are doing now on hair care, so that you have a list of things to choose from, a list of regimens, a list of routines. And copying one person's routine like from A to Z may not actually work for your hair. What may work may be just like taking A from one person, taking B from one person, taking C from another person, and putting them all together to form your hair care regimen. So individualize your hair care. What your hair needs at the moment will be different from what my hair needs right now. So moving on, the next and last tip I'm going to be talking about is patience. Patience is key when you are on a hair journey. Some people may have been so fortunate to grow their hair to tailbone length, to tie length within 2 years, 3 years, and all that. But majority of the time, it's not like that. I've been on my hair journey for 8 years and still counting, and I've not even gotten to my goal. My goal length is a blonde tailbone length, and I'm still getting there. As at my last length check, I was like 1 inch away from table length. So it's been 8 years, I've not gotten to my goal length, but we keep grinding. You have to be patient. And one thing that will help is when you don't keep checking your hair length every month or every day, measuring your hair with a tape every month, every week. Because when you do that, it's like when you plant a seed and you keep going to that spot every single day to check if it's growing, you eventually get tired. Even though the tree may grow, you may not actually be seeing the result because you are checking on it every day. It's like when you have a child at home with you and you are seeing that child every day, you'll be less likely to notice the difference in growth compared to someone that saw the child 3 years ago and came back and is seeing the child now. If it be that person that is actually noticing the growth in 3 years compared to you that is actually seeing the child every day. So be patient and drop the habit of checking in on your hair progress every single week and every single month, because that's going to get you discouraged. And that's why I love long-term protective styles. It's actually one of the reasons I love long-term protective styles, because I can keep my hair tucked away for 3 months, 4 months, and when I take that protective style, I will actually be seeing visible results compared to when I can just check in on my hair every week. So be patient, avoid too frequent length checks, stick to a regimen, be consistent to a regimen, implement all the tips, all the 22 tips I have shared with you, and you will definitely see a result in your hair journey, a positive result in your hair journey in respect to length, with health, whatever you want. So yeah guys, I hope this video was helpful. If you watched it this far and you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to join the family, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.